Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Steve Goodall goes to 19-3-1 after losing his challenge to the Commonwealth and British super middleweight champion Callum Simpson. He lost in 2 rounds. Steed, 30 years of age, a few years back he relocated to America frustrated at what he believed was the lack of opportunities coming his way. Last year he upset the 18-0 LaRon Richards with a 6-round stoppage and was rewarded a shot at the Commonwealth and British titles held by Callum Simpson, 16-0, 11 inside the distance, 28 years of age. Unfortunately for Steed, it wasn't to be. The size difference, Callum looked like a light heavy, Steed looked like a super welter in comparison. Steve Woodhall came in there looking for a fight. He wasn't there to tap dance, he wanted to throw bombs, and Callum obliged him. Callum dominated, left hook to the body in the first round was a statement of intent and a sign of things to come. There was a right uppercut, stinging right uppercut, and Callum was firmly in charge. Second round, that left hook to the body hurt Steed, and then a left hook to the head had him on the back foot. That right uppercut came back into play amongst many punches, but the right uppercut did real damage. Follow-up punches had Steed on the ground. He got back up at 8. The referee had a close look at his condition. He let it carry on. Callum landed a 1-2 as Steve was backed up on the ropes. But Steed was still lucid and actually found a bounce in his legs and was attempting to defend and throw back. And the referee stopped the fight. Prematurely, in my opinion. Prematurely, in Dave Caldwell's opinion. Prematurely, in Natasha Jonas's opinion. Johnny Nelson, I think he believed it was premature, but he was kind of sticking up for the referee, saying he's close up on the action and he can see stuff that we can't. Steve Goodall, in his own words, said he's not going to be bitter, but the referee messed up and he's very disappointed. Callum Simpson, he believed the referee saved Steed from the inevitable. He's probably right. That doesn't mean it was not a premature stoppage though. Fight was in Sheffield. It was a pro-Simpson crowd. He's from Barnsley up the road. They didn't seem to complain. They came to see Callum Simpson win, and he won. The premature stoppage shouldn't detract from Callum Simpson's performance. He was dominant all the way through. Let's keep it real.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Caroline Dubois' defense of a WBC lightweight title, that ended prematurely on the chief support. First round, Caroline landed a 1-2 from the southpaw stance. A right-left, had her opponent on the canvas. Her opponent was very aggressive at the weigh-in, but fight time, she wasn't really about it. It has to be said. And Caroline dominated. She looked for the stoppage after the knockdown. It never came, but she was always in charge. By the second round, her opponent's right eye was swollen badly, on the verge of shutting. Then there was a head clash, which busted her opponent's nose. Her opponent was bleeding from the mouth, and they scored it a technical draw. Caroline thought she won the fight, shook her opponent's hands and looked satisfied with her night's work, but they scored it a technical draw because obviously the fight hadn't went past 4 rounds. But she keeps hold of her title. So both chief support and main event ended prematurely. Disappointment for the punchers who wanted to see more, but that's boxing. Things like this can happen. Without being too critical, wasn't the best Saturday night's entertainment I've seen, and that's just me being honest.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Had to grab Eddie Hearn just to see if I could get some sort of update. I'm going to start with the big one, the big boys. Fury, AJ this year. What do you reckon? Yes or no?
Well, everything that I've seen from AJ's social media, particularly in the last hour or so, very encouraging. He's not really one to call anyone out, but he's calling out Tyson Fury. It's the fight that he wants. We can do it this summer at Wembley, and I think that Fight 2 could land in Saudi, and it'll all be down to His Excellency.
So you do have a Wembley date there for that fight if it's available?
Yes, I mean, we're looking to get back in the ring May or June. You know, if it ended up being July or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I still think it rests on Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury didn't turn up to the Ring Magazine Awards, but Anthony Joshua did. And you see him there facing off with Martin Piccoli, who viciously called out AJ on video this week, I believe. And AJ has been calling out Tyson Fury. I believe he called him out at the Ring Magazine Awards, and there was a social media call out, so he really wants it. Eddie has reserved Wembley for summer, as he said there. Is Tyson Fury up for it? Is it still too early after the Usyk defeat? Perhaps so. If he does continue fighting, what other fight is there out there for him right now, is the question.
It's up to me to deliver, and that's why I'm saying it has to happen this year, especially with His Excellency,
Yep.
Turkey, DAZN. Eddie, Matchroom, 258 behind me, and sure with him being managed by Spencer and Goldstar now, I think we could definitely make this fight happen.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
You know, Turkey's able to make just about any fight that he imagines. What do you want in 2025?
The best of the best. Everybody that think that they could beat me, I would love to face them. It's a shame that Top Rank has to put me with Sabrina Matias, who holds no value. Why not get the likes of Jerron and why not unify and fight Richardson Hitchens for the IBF world title in New York? I mean, let's make boxing great again, right?
That's right. Now, I'm expecting Eddie Hearn to be here tonight. Boots is a fight that I think we'd all want to see.
Yeah.
Is this a conversation you get started?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, let me take that back. Gotta put on my political hat and say that, you know, it's we gotta talk to my team. Everybody just gotta talk to my team and my lawyers.
If he's not careful, the next phase is Bob Arum is going to jam him up in a litigation that's going to keep him out of the ring for Lord knows how long. Like, when you're talking about Sabran Matthias offers no value, a defense against Matthias in New York or in Puerto Rico is a big fight. It's not pay-per-view, but it's a big fight. Bob managed to circumvent putting it on pay-per-view, which he didn't want to do. Teo was offered his minimum and over his minimum. So if that goes to a lawsuit, you're in serious shit. The WBO have seen that Teo ignored the fight that Top Rank made for Teo against Matthias, and now they're threatening to elevate Catterall versus Barboza to interim status. Teo will have the option to challenge the winner, and if not, the victor will be elevated to full champion. And Teo ain't winning no straps at 147. He was also offered that Brian Norman fight by Top Rank. So any legal action, he ain't winning. Top Rank did their job. He also turned down the Devin Haney fight. Turki Al Al Sheikh put up more bread than Top Rank put up for that fight, and he turned it down. They're not just going to let him out of his contract, if that's what he's thinking. Like, his dad must be a dummy if that's what he's telling his son. If you just keep turning down fights, if you just keep annoying Bob Arum and Top Rank, they'll let you out of the contract. They're not going to do that. I don't know what kind of contracts these fighters are signing into, but his contract is up surely soon. Regardless, he obviously doesn't want to put up the bread for the buyout and bet on himself. And then he's talking about why not make the Boots Ennis fight, why not make the Richardson Hitchens fight. Didn't Boots say he wanted to unify? They're deep into negotiation with Stanionis to unify. Richardson Hitchens is in negotiation with Kambosos for a fight in Australia, I believe. Teo lives in a dreamland. His promoter made his fight against Matthias, a fight that a lot of fans wanted to see. But Matthias holds no value. Constantly on social media, tweeting absolute nonsense with randoms going back and forth, trying to extort Top Rank for what he's not worth, wasting everyone's time talking about he wants to make these fights when he clearly doesn't want to make them.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
One thing I will ask you, and I don't know how true it is and you can nullify it or add any credence to it, is I think Liam Cameron, we spoke about it last time about the rematch, and you were saying, you know, that's the fight to make with Ben Whittaker. And I think Liam Cameron posted something about offer being made, yourself saying, no, we want it on a boxer show. And then it was like, well, you better dip your hands in your pockets, etc. So talk to us about that and where we are with it. Is that true, etc.?
It's not. I was approached by the manager.
Yep.
Asking to make an offer. I make an offer. I'm told, no, that's not going to do it. We want X.
Okay.
I then offer X. I've done my job. That's the numbers
and
that they
you've
asked
offered
me
X for it to be on the boxer show.
In April, Ben Whittaker is going to return to the Midlands in a big way.
Okay.
We'd like it to be Liam Cameron. We asked how much it would cost. We paid what they asked for. There's a lot of games and I can't be bothered. Like, if you want the fight, fine, it's there. And I don't want to get in a back and forth with Liam Cameron. I respect Liam Cameron. He's obviously being told what he's been told. But we've offered the money that we were asked to make. And it's there if they want it. If not, we move on.
So what happens with that then? What causes that kind of breakdown when, like, I said to you, all right, then give us 50 quid and I'll do this. And then you say, all right, here's 50 quid. And I say, well, actually,
yeah, exactly.
I want 75.
Correct. So you got to ask that other side.
So how do you rectify it then?
The money that was asked for,
yeah,
we felt was
substantial,
more than what we valued it at. So we've done that as a, all right, here you go. I hope the fight gets made. I can't.
Do you think it will?
I do.
Do you think it will be on your platform?
I do, because Ben Whittaker's going to fight in April on Sky
Regardless.
Sports in the Midlands. They know that. They've been offered the fight.
So basically, Frank Warren has responded to this interview that Ben Shalom has done with October Red, saying that he's offered Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron more money than what Boxer and Ben Shalom are putting up with this counter offer. Ben Shalom is not happy about that, and it seems to me that he wants to fight on Boxer, regardless if Frank Warren puts up more money. But how does that work?
And why the fight has to be on a Shalom show. The two fighters are there, they go for who pays the highest purses. Really simple. If he pays the highest purses, he gets it. At the moment, he's not offering more money than we've offered to our fighter.
Now, Ben Shalom is throwing defamation and legal letters at Frank Warren and Liam Cameron, when to the layperson like myself and you, we're thinking, well, if Frank's offered more money to both fighters, why is the fight not happening on Queensberry?
So, do you think that this fight will happen in the first quarter?
It won't happen in the first quarter, no. If Boxer want to go legal, then get on with it. And if you're going to sue someone, then sue.
What's all these legal letters? Like Frank's saying, if you're going to go into the legal system, let's see like a lawsuit where Frank or Liam Cameron have defamed you or your company, or, you know, they've broken some kind of protocol of ethics. But all Ben is doing is throwing public opinion in Frank's favour. That's all he's doing. It's not helping Ben Whittaker at all. And at this stage, there's only one person who can save this fight, and I think you know who it is.
If this fight is indeed made, is it an A-side, B-side thing? Is it 55-45? Is that the split that we've finally agreed on?
The best thing is His Excellency, who always does what he does, which is step in and get rid of the disputes, get rid of the egos, and do his deals. So clearly, I don't know where we're up to. He seems to sound very positive. I'm sure we'll talk to His Excellency and get our end over the line.
Is it His Excellency that has made the deal happen? Like, because you guys are pretty stuck in.
I think sometimes someone in the middle can go a long way. And in this case, he is the man to separate the arguments, the ego, and whatever. So we don't have to talk.
And that's the beautiful thing.
Because if we did, we would make it.
Turkey has been able to stop me from having to deal with these guys, you know, which is a beautiful thing. Because I don't want to deal with them. You know, I want to deal with somebody like Turkey who is... who I trust.
Got more money.
So, gathering from that conversation between Raheem, Eddie Hearn, and Chris EUBANK, Chris has signed his part of the deal with Turki Al Sheikh, and Connor, I'm assuming, must be on the verge of signing his part.
We all want to see you and Chris EUBANK Jr. next. What can you tell us about it? I spoke to Ben Shalom the other day, and he said, look, if no one does anything stupid, the fight's going to happen. What is the latest from your perspective?
I don't know why you're listening to Ben Shalom for. What does he know?
What's the latest from your end?
Not whatever Ben Shalom's told you. The reality is I've said yes to Barrios, I've said yes to EUBANK, so let's see which one unfolds.
You know, Connor's still talking about the Barrios fight when it seems that the EUBANK fight is basically across the line. Does he really want it? Is he really going to let this 5% thing stand in the way of us getting the fight? Unless he wants to become the most hated athlete in the country, he wouldn't do no stupid ish like that.
Well, I'm good. Of course. God bless you.
Couldn't really decipher what was being said, but at the end, Joshua said, God bless you. He said something about Daniel's fight, possibly the fight he had with AJ or the upcoming fight with Joseph Parker. But AJ is ready to get into the mix. Shook hands with Daniel, showed respect. Daniel showed respect back. And that's what boxing is all about. The Ring Magazine event, it looked very positive. Deals were being spoke about, being made. Bawatsi, his interview with the Gad was interrupted by Anthony Yard. And depending on who wins, like, a lot of people are just assuming that Bawatsi is just going to walk through Callum Smith. I don't see that fight like that one bit. It's a 50-50. In my opinion. And the winner could fight Anthony Yard. Very good for the domestic scene over here at 175. But yeah, the AJ and Dubois encounter was very interesting, as fleeting a moment as it was.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Would you fight Conor Benn? He's there.
Yeah, of course I would fight him. Yeah.
How's that going?
How does it go? You tell me.
That
You
left hook
tell
won't
me.
work on me. You know.
We'll see. That's what they all say, but somehow I find the target every time.
Don't be talking shit in my city.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
talking
I'm
shit in my
serious.
city.
Come on now.
Joe,
Come
I'm
on now.
talking shit in my city.
You know how it is.
No,
Your
it's
city?
me.
Your city?
In my city.
You don't think I'm gonna hit
Yeah,
you with
my
that left
city.
hook?
No.
For
Go on,
many
go for
fighters
it.
like you,
Go
I
for
thought
it.
that
Go
was
on,
strong.
go for it. Go on,
Yeah, you go for it. You go for it. You go for it.
What do you mean? Go on, you go
You're the
for
one
it.
that started that shit.
Go on, you go for it.
Well, that might even be a better match than Conor versus Chris, in all truth. Although Ryan, he's not going to use VADA. He believes VADA is against him, and he believes that it's a conflict of interest that Bill Haney and Devin want to use VADA. Devin signed up for the VADA 24/7 365 program that will extend to January the 2nd, 2026. Now, in some ways, if it was someone else who said it, I would understand their skepticism with Victor Conte and his previous ties, or maybe current ties to VADA. The likes of Caleb Plant, Terence Crawford, Demetrius Andrade, Devin Haney, they work with Victor Conte and his snack supplements, despite his sketchy past with the Balco scandal. And I wonder why these elite boxers work with Victor Conte when it just draws suspicion to them. I don't know why they would do that. The supplements must be really good. It's the only thing I can assume. Conor Benn was just cleared by the NADP. He's ready to go. How long has Ryan got until he serves out his ban? That fight would make a lot of money. Conor told him, don't talk shit in my city. Ryan was at Greenwich. The Ring Magazine Awards were at Greenwich. So he wants to get in Turki Al Al Sheikh's good books. But he's dismissing VADA. A lot of the cards on Riyadh season, the testing protocol is regulated by VADA. Ryan told the Haneys to drop the lawsuit and then they might consider a fight. And Bill said, I'll drop the lawsuit if you enroll into the VADA program that Devin has enrolled in. The Ring Magazine Awards looked like a success in terms of networking, potential fights getting made. Fabio Wardley and Moses Atoma. Did Moses call him out? He said we could potentially fight, but he didn't feel like he was looking for smoke or anything like that. Canelo was there, and he's not writing off the Crawford fight. Shakur Stevenson was there, told Tank he was soft with all the he might retire talk. Alexander Usyk was the fighter of the year. Runners-up, Artur Beterbiev, Oscar Collazo, Daniel Dubois, Junto Nakatani, Jesse Rodriguez. The event of the year was Alexander Usyk versus Tyson 1, Ring of Fire. Runners-up, Knockout Chaos, Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, Nayo Inoue versus Luis Neri at the Tokyo Dome, Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Riyadh Season, Wembley Edition, Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua, and the 7 title fight weekend in Tokyo. Robert Garcia, he was the trainer of the year. Runners-up, Don Charles, Rudy Hernandez, Andy Lee, Mark Ramsey, and Bob Santos.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.